We continue our series focusing on Vancouver's unsolved homicides. Tonight, a look at the murder of Paul Dosanjh, how he got mixed up in gangs and was eventually killed by a hail of bullets. As John Daly reports, solving these kinds of crimes can be very challenging because witnesses rarely cooperate with police.
This is the story of Paul Dosanjh and how he ended up in the bag.
This is quite typically what we would refer to as a slaying.
Dosanjh was having a 4 a.m. meet with 4 other men at the Gourmet Castle. 2 were his crew, 2 not. Dosanjh had plenty of money with him and his Glock handgun, but neither prevented Dosanjh from being shot, twice in the body, then once in the head.
We have other information indicating that it was a contracted hit on Mr. Dosanjh.
Dosanjh's demise was the finale to a stream of violence and blood stretching through the club scene, beginning on December 28, 2002, here at Club Luce, when Dosanjh got into a confrontation with Paul Antunes, who years later would be charged with killing 2 pedestrians in the Porsche Cayenne hit and run outside another Vancouver nightclub.
An incident occurs between Mr. Antunes and Mr. Dosanjh, and that fight breaks up.
Still, the night would end in blood, as Dosanjh engaged an associate of Antunes in the lane outside the club.
Mr. Dosanjh withdrew a firearm and attempted to shoot Mr. Vidani. Vidani responded by taking the firearm from Dosanjh and shooting Mr. Dosanjh in the foot. This incident directly leads to the incident that occurred at the Loft 6 nightclub at number 6 Powell Street in Gastown.
7 months later, Paul Dosanjh is back at his regular spot on the main bar at Loft 6 in Gastown.
It ended up being a situation where this escalating pattern of violence and retaliation led to a number of people coming together in one location.
Just before closing, shots ring out in the crowded club. Everybody dives for cover.
And in that location, things erupted and turned out to being a number of weapons being used in the club all at the same time.
Paul pulls his pistol, but he goes down anyway. Seemingly trying to maintain cover, he is critically wounded.
Guy came in, bullets started blazing and ricocheting off everything, and people were hitting the floor. One of our dance teachers went flying down on the floor to cover her head. She got shot in the arm. And Steve, who was our guest teacher here for a week, he went running for the door and he got hit in the back in the spine on his way out and hit the floor like cement. You know, his legs went cut off, paralyzed, hit the floor.
The lights come up. At the main bar, they tend to the injured, while at the shooter bar, people curious start to get up. But in short order, one of the gunmen, as he makes his escape, puts them back on the floor.
In Loft 6, there was 9 people shot, 3 people fatally.
Mahmoud Al-Kahalin and J.J. Johnson, known criminals, die, along with an innocent bystander, John Popovich.
The Loft 6 is known to be frequented by gang members, including outlaw motorcycle gang, Indo-Canadian gang members, and Asian gang members. Some of these individuals were in the club at the time of the shootings.
As far as the term gangster, it's being used quite a bit these days, but a lot of it is just it's more of a lifestyle than the term gangster.
It's a lifestyle that runs in the Dosanjh family. Paul is cousin to Jimmy and Ronnie Dosanjh, both gunned down a decade earlier in a war with Bindi Johal, a war which claimed the innocent life of Martin Olson.
What can I say? I mean, my best friend just got murdered for no reason, but taking a dog for a walk.
It's a lifestyle that this group of people is leading, and in the end, this is the type of thing that happens.
A stream of coffins, criminals and innocents sharing the same fate.
We all live together now.
And like so many gangland-style slayings, Paul Dosanjh's murder on East Hastings is solved, but not solved. The witnesses simply won't talk.
We know what happened. We know how it happened. We've recovered certain articles. We know who the suspects are, but we need somebody to come forward and simply help us finish putting the puzzle together to the point where we can put pen to paper and lay a charge against the person that's responsible for his death.
For every bullet that hits its gangster target, many more miss. Some injure, others kill the innocent.